Hey guys, what's up? Here Machine Sam back with another video, and today we have episode 4 of Titans Franchise. We're going to take a look at the team first heading into this week against the Bengals. We're also going to discuss a few things happening with the team, as well as a potential storyline going into next week. So first things first, Treylon Burks is injured, so he will be out for another, I think it's 3 weeks, including this week. So there's that. We traded for Slayer, Hainsey, and brought in Equinemius St. Brown to be a fourth wide receiver. Marquez Stevenson, I don't really count as a wide receiver. He's just more of a return specialist. Nicholas Petit-Fier will be suspended in the next 6 weeks once we get done with this game, of course, and then we'll have to shift off the line, of course. We did trade away Nico Autry and a rookie free safety, Tyreek Jones. So there is that as well. Like I said, we're going to have a storyline going into week 5. I don't want to spoil it just yet, but there is a big storyline coming in week 5 that I'm very much looking forward to. I actually have a couple storylines in mind that I want to go through, but with that being said, guys, let's jump into the game. Malik Willis getting his, I think it's second start now? Is it second start or second game played? It might be second game played, to be honest. I think last game was, I don't know. It's been a while since I recorded one of these, so let's get to things. I'm going to be honest, Titans fans, I like your guys' older jerseys more. I like these jerseys more. The helmets look clean. The jerseys still look decently the same. I just like the white helmets. I don't know why I like them so much. I don't know why I like these jerseys more than your guys' current jerseys. No fucking clue. I just do. They just look more aesthetically pleasing. For some reason, I didn't record the first play of the game. We only got 3 yards on it. But here on 2nd and 7, starting off the game, we're going to pull the guard, try to get a first down with Tajay Spears here. He gets 4 on the ground. Malik Willis has to play well against this high-powered defense and high-powered offense of the Cincinnati Bengals. They got a pretty good team. They got a good team on paper, and they have a good team just in general. Derrick Henry up the middle here, picking up with the first down. 2 rushes, 11 yards. Like I said, we're going to lean on him. We're going to lean on Derrick Henry. He is a monster. He falls forward for yards. He is the key to this offense, and we're going to continue to use him like a workhorse back. Like the workhorse back he is. Now, in real life, he did get subbed off the field a lot on 3rd down for Tajay Spears, but Madden has completely disrespected Tajay Spears. He's only like a 60-something as a 3rd down back, which is absolutely fucking insane. Tajay Spears also has insane top speed, and he only has like 89 speed. So it's kind of strange, all things considered. Derrick Henry picking up a first down once again. And again, with Treylon Burks being out, Kyle Phillips is going to have to step up. I know our pass game hasn't been anything spectacular, but he is going to have to step up. He is going to have to make some plays here. On 1st and 10, going to scramble with Malik Willis after a play-action fake, pick up 6. That is something that he provides a little bit more of than Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill still had legs, don't get me wrong, but Malik Willis has speed. He's going to be able to get the edge if I need him to. He's going to be able to push those first downs. If nothing's there, he's going to be able to do something with it. Robert Hainsey, the center we traded for, actually goes down. So another offensive line injury. Aaron Brewer will come back in. The reason why we traded for Robert Hainsey, if you don't remember, is because he does have 2 years remaining versus Aaron Brewer's 1. He's 4 overalls. He's like 3 or 4 overalls higher. He has 2 years compared to 1 year. And Aaron Brewer is super small, if you didn't know. He's like 6'1", 6'2", and he's like 280. He's a very small center. Now, there's nothing against that. If you're a small center and you can still do your job, I'm perfectly fine with that. But Robert Hainsey just did add more value, right? That's the biggest thing with us right now, is adding value. Sam Hubbard, their defensive end, goes down. Now, granted, he's only their run-stopping defensive end because they do have Melvin Ingram. They did bring in Melvin Ingram. He is number 34 out there on the field for the Bengals, the one with the dreads. Reverend Jordan makes a catch on this play-action rollout, his first reception of the year, if I remember correctly. Going to go to a run here. It's, 2nd and 4, down inside the 10. Give it to Henry. Let's see if he can get into the end zone. Get caught up on Peter Skoronski, and the Bengals swarm. 7 for 43, though. Off to a very nice start. Derrick Henry, pitch outside, just a little quick pitch. Jermaine Pratt's not going to be able to bring him down one-on-one on the goal line. Derrick Henry in for another touchdown. We're going to run the damn ball. Colton Dowell also getting some extreme playtime right now with the injury to Treylon Burks. And if you guys watched the episode 0, technically, Colton Dowell balled out of his mind in the preseason. He played phenomenal. That speed and then his just catching ability was very good. Jamar Chase apparently not being able to hold on to that quick pass that was behind him on 1st and 10 for the Bengals' first action of today. Elijah Molden somehow celebrates. Dude, you got burned and he just didn't make the tackle. That's one of my biggest pet peeves is like a cornerback gets burned and then the ball is overthrown or the wide receiver just doesn't catch it and the corner wants to act like they did something. It's like, dude, you literally almost fucking threw a play away. Monty Rice with a tackle on Joe Mixon on 3rd down, stopping him on 4th. So it's going to make it 4th and, stopping him on 3rd, making it 4th and 4. Monty Rice has actually played well above his overall. Now I know I use him quite a bit, but he plays a lot better than his overall suggests, which is amazing, which is what we're looking for in a lot of these guys right now. Who plays above their overall, who plays better than what we expect of them. Those are the guys that we're going to keep around and continue to give contracts to. Now, Colton Dowell, of course, is a rookie. He is a 7th-round rookie, and he is sticking on the team so far. I very much enjoy him. He's going to continue to get plenty of play time. Like I said, I don't go off of overalls. I go off of how players play in the game. And Colton Dowell plays very well. Derrick Henry here on a little trap play. Fortunately, doesn't get brought down in the backfield, but does pick up the first down. 3:20 remaining in the first quarter. Momentum on our side completely. And we're going to continue to just make good plays. We're not going to try to force anything that we don't need to. Roll out, dump off to Hopkins. Hopkins with his first catch of the day. Back jukes and almost takes it all the way. Melvin Ingram, though, on the pursuit, fortunately does get him, unfortunately for us, gets him 1 reception, 38 yards. D-Hop didn't see a whole ton of action in the first 3 games. Hopefully we can get him more involved with this offense. He is also another big part. He's going to be a wide receiver where if we really need him to, he's going to have to step up. He's going to have to be that guy. I forget if he doesn't have Superstar or not. And if he doesn't, or if it's just me, or if it's the offensive and defensive coordinators not having like the special traits or whatever. If he doesn't have Superstar, that's kind of weird, first off. And then if he does have Superstar, we need to get our coordinator more points so that he can actually use his ability. I don't think he does. I think he is just Star, now that I'm thinking about it. Monty Rice with another tackle after a 5-yard rush for Joe Mixon last week. Not anything too great. 15 rushes, 61 yards, and a touchdown. That is a little less than 5 yards a carry. It would be right around 12 rushes to be at that 5-yard average. Again, dropping back to pass, 2nd and 5. T. Higgins actually catches this one for a first down. I still don't like number 5 on T. Higgins. I saw actually a clip on TikTok of people talking about T. Higgins. I do not like number 5 on him. I don't know why. I thought 85 looked so nice on him. I don't like number 5. I really, really don't like it on him. Now, of course, that's his choice, but I just don't like it. I don't know how Bengal fans feel about it, but I don't like it. Ted Karras, the center for the Bengals, goes down, but they do end up picking up a first. So 1st and 10 here with 47 seconds remaining in the first quarter. They're going to hit Tyler Boyd over the middle. I try to cut off the underneath route. He fills in right behind me, catches that. 1st and 10 now in our territory at the 27-yard line. They're going to drop back to pass. Looking for Joe Mixon. They hit him just enough. But Shair pops the ball free. Kevin Byard picks it up. Unfortunately, does get tackled. But 1st down and 10 us. That's a great start for our defense. Bend but don't break. Here on 1st and 10, we're going to dump it off to Colton Dowell on this RPO. He does get tripped up by Melvin Ingram. Malik Willis, 5 for 5, 69 yards and a touchdown. That is not a bad way to start off a game. Of course, we have to get him going, him developed as well. I don't know. I kind of want to go towards Will Levis as well, see what he has. But until Malik Willis really starts to fuck up, there's no reason to go away from the hot hand currently. Gonna motion Kyle Phillips out. There's going to be some times where I do motion some guys out just for no reason. Just try to separate the defense. See if they'll shift a different way and open up a hole that will be better suited for the particular run. Derrick Henry, I think, did go out with an injury. this point in the game. So Tajay Spears will be taking over those running duties. We decided to keep Derrick Henry out. He had a medium injury risk. If we do decide to trade him, or if we decide to do anything with him, we would like to keep him around long term or even short term to be able to trade him. It just makes more sense to see what Tajay Spears can bring to the table, what he can do. 5 rushes, 17 yards, not off to a particularly hot start. Only 3 yards a carry there, a little bit over 3 yards. So who knows? We might be having to look to pass just a little bit more today. 3rd and 2, throw to Kyle Phillips. This is the one thing that I hate in Madden this year. I've noticed this a lot. Is your wide receiver could burn a guy, but your quarterback's going to throw an inaccurate pass that is a little short, and a corner's going to jump it like 50% of the time. That's probably one of the most annoying things that I've seen so far in this year's Madden. Is your receiver will beat somebody. It's an easy throw, and Madden just fucks you over. I actually have like a bunch of clips of me playing with Justin Fields. I was even playing with, I think it was, who was it? It was Joe Burrow, and I moved outside the pocket a little bit, reset my feet, and tried to throw a ball, and it was fucking airmailed. I'm like, how is Joe Burrow airmailing footballs? Now you might be like, well, based off his week 1 performance, you wouldn't expect Joe Burrow to be a good quarterback. But we know who Joe Burrow is, right? We know what his top end is. We know what type of QB he is. So the fact that, he even sucks in Madden, he's going to airmail balls and throw incompletions is kind of fucking ridiculous. Let's be real here. And see, this is another thing I don't like, is even when a player is injured or isn't even starting, the little, cutscenes after, kickoff or like a turnover on downs or just anything, change of possession, I guess I should go with, it'll show like the lead player, like Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's not playing, he's injured. I've seen on people's streams and on my own, somebody will play the Packers, and for some reason the Packers would pick up Teddy Bridgewater, and it would still show Love going out onto the field, but then Teddy Bridgewater would be on the field playing, or even vice versa. Madden, you need to get your shit together. I don't see how this was a make or break year and they put this product onto the marketplace. I really don't. The game's not particularly well polished. I've seen multiple glitches. I've seen multiple things. Chig Okonkwo catching that ball, that was a hospital ball. He breaks off one tackle, breaks off another one, and then finally gets taken down. That's what we're talking about. He's somebody we also have to rely on, especially with a young quarterback like Malik Willis, who doesn't have the particular accuracy of some of these more veteran guys. He's a much more raw prospect. His athletic traits get him by so much. We really have to account on a lot of these guys to make plays. Kyle Phillips here on this little curl route. We're going to hit him 7 for 10, 97 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. And yeah, last week was Malik Willis's first touchdown pass. Because of he only had 3 picks last year in his limited time playing. So last week was his first touchdown. He got his second one there. So he does have 2 picks and 2 touchdowns, 4 picks going into the rest of this game. Throwing it up to D-Hop. Flag on the play. Defensive pass interference. We're going to take it all the way down to the 1. And something that happened recently in real life was the Thursday night football game, the touchback with Justin Jefferson, and then it brought up the whole discussion of what's the worst defensive penalty? Not the worst. What's the worst rule that gives help to the defense or gives help to a particular side? And people were like, the touchback rule sucks. The touchback rule sucks. I don't think the touchback rule sucks. I think defensive pass interference sucks. Kinda, sometimes. Sometimes it's well-deserved, sometimes it's not. Of spot fouls, I think it should be limited. I think it should be limited based off of how catchable the ball is. If the ball was uncatchable, but it was still defensive pass interference, I think it should be 15 or 5 yards. If it's a catchable ball, like, he was probably going to catch it, but you fucking, slammed him into the ground before he could catch it, I think it should be spot foul. Now, of course, then there's, all these different things of do you tackle him early, make it look like it's not going to be a catchable ball, all that fun stuff. On 1st and 10, Joe Mixon runs it up the middle, 5 for 46 and a touchdown. He is already off to a very good start. He's only 15 yards away from what he had last week, already here in the second quarter. They're going to hit Noah Fant over our heads. Noah Fant, for some reason, always gets traded. I'm confused. Isn't he the better tight end in Seattle? I know in Seattle, they split time in between him and Will Dissly because they do different things. And then here, T. Higgins across the middle, man coverage, press. He beats Caleb Farley. Caleb Farley just not able to get him. T. Higgins in for a touchdown, making it 21-14. Noah Fant gets traded a lot in franchise. I don't know if everybody else sees this, but Noah Fant gets traded a hell of a lot in franchise. There's also somebody else that gets traded a lot that I remember seeing. I can't think of them at the moment, but there's a couple guys that every time you start up a franchise, it seems like they're traded within several weeks. Oh, Robert Tonyan for the Bears. You always see Robert Tonyan traded because they have Mercedes Lewis, Cole Kmet, and then Robert Tonyan, who are all above 76 overalls. So you always see them. On 2nd and inches here, we try to hit D-Hop. It's just an arid throw by Malik Willis. 3rd and inches here, we need to pick up this first down, keep this drive moving. Gonna scramble outside the pocket. Trey Hendrickson spun inside. We got outside. Probably could have hit Kyle Phillips down the sideline. I'm not even going to lie. He was kind of standing there wide open. But with how bad passing is this year and just having random just throwing mistakes, I decided to take off, run, just pick up the first down with my legs. It's more efficient, because I've seen plays. Well, if you guys literally watched one of the other episodes, I literally put a play at the end because I had to find some more clips to put in where I roll out with Justin Fields and I try to hit somebody after I stand still on the sideline, and it just fucking goes straight out of bounds. So, 2nd and 2 here, a minute left in the half. It's going to be an end around to Kyle Phillips, and he's going to take the edge and win that against the corner. First rushing touchdown for Kyle Phillips. I really like Kyle Phillips. He's a decent little wide receiver for us. Hopefully he can continue to play well. If he plays well, like I said, I don't really care about overall. In Madden franchise, you can't care too much about overall because some players just play better. Currently in my Bears franchise, I had to bench Darnell Wright because he just cannot fucking pass protect. So it's a whole different thing, overall versus what your play style is, right? If you're not running the correct play style with a certain player, they're not going to feel great. If you're running a zone corner in man 90% of the time, they're going to get beat, So, of course, you have to factor those things in. On 1st and 10 here, 30 seconds remaining. They're going to run 4 verts, and Jamar Chase is just going to go up in front of Elijah Molden and catch that ball. 25 seconds, 1 timeout remaining for the Bengals. They're going to try to score here. Little dump-off pass to T. Higgins over the middle, 14 of 15. Joe Burrow lighting us up, looking nothing like his counterpart in real life. And then across the middle here, again to T. Higgins. He will score his 2nd touchdown of the day. 4 seconds left. We're just going to try to run a read option. If Malik Willis or Tajay Spears starts to break something, that'd be dope. But nothing will probably be happening too much. The defense plays these plays way too well. Yeah, see. And it's also weird how bad pursuit is for user teams, but then pursuit for AI teams or CPU teams fucking dominate. They know the exact path to take to stop you. They know exactly what move you're going to try to do, so they're going to fucking align themselves. If you try to slow down and speed back up to try to get them to break down too much, they're going to fucking know that. I don't know why or how they fucking are so accurate with that, but finally forcing his 2nd incompletion. So he threw 15 straight balls that were catchable. Well, that were caught. Because he threw his first pass to Jamar Chase that was behind him on the very first play that was incomplete, and he just threw a second one. So he was 15 of 17, which means he threw 15 straight completions. That's probably why he has his X factor as well as with the yardage and stuff. He is dicing us up, and we have to try to slow him down. Again, Jamar Chase across the middle. He's exposing the coverage of our linebackers right now. Our linebackers cannot keep up with these 3 wide receivers. The Bengals have the best trio wide receivers in the league. I think the only one that could even be relatively close would be the Seahawks, but I don't think the Seahawks have the top-end talent. They definitely have a good 1-2 punch with Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, and they do have the potential of having Jackson Smith and Jigba being a very good wide receiver, if not a superstar wide receiver, of course, because he was in a first-round receiver. But the Bengals are just so good. Boyd would be a number 2 on a good portion of most teams that already don't have like a good quality number 2. So it's really insane. Jamar Chase, again, on a slant route, going to hit him quick. Caleb Farley just cannot keep up. I'm telling you, our cornerbacks have struggled these last 2 weeks after opening the season pretty well. I think they didn't do too great against the Saints either. So, I don't know. I think it's just speed factor maybe, because the Chargers are really good in terms of just catching the football. And somebody who I forgot that I didn't see a whole ton in the Chargers game is Quentin Johnson, the rookie. Kyle Phillips up the seam here. We're going to hit him. Breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2. He doesn't have the top end speed, so people are trying to catch him. But he does take it all the way to the house. Touchdown, Kyle Phillips. Hey, that's not the type of play that we normally have designed for you, but in terms of like, oh, let's hit him and hope for a touchdown. But breaks 1 tackle, breaks the shitty second tackle, and takes it all the way to the house. Malik Willis happy. Here on 1st and 10 now, 35-28. It is becoming a shootout. These defenses are not holding up. On 1st and 10, they're going to pick up 4 with Joe Mixon. 10 for 77, 7.7 yards, a carry, and a touchdown. Our defense is just getting gashed right now. And our defensive front is just not holding up. Jeffrey Simmons finally gets a tackle. And probably not even a tackle for a loss. They're probably going to count that at the line of scrimmage. That's somebody who I need to step up soon, is Jeffrey Simmons. He just has been quiet all 4 games so far. Well, 3.5 games since we've only played a half. But he has been quiet. I need him to step up. I need him to start playing better, or we're going to have problems soon. Harold Landry has also been quiet about this last week and a half now. Noah Fant back across the middle. 20 for 22. He is just finding every hole in this fucking defense and just gashing us. He's making every hole known. 1st and 10, hits T. Higgins once again. We try to hit stick, nothing going. 21 for 23, 330 now. 6 receptions, 90 yards, and I think 2 touchdowns for T. Higgins. He is fucking dominant. I really like T. Higgins. I wish the Bears would have tried to trade for him last year. But I know the Bengals were very adamant about keeping him. So I figured we weren't going to get him. He is still on his rookie deal. So it's kind of understandable why we didn't get him. DJ Moore, I still love. I'm still going to root for him. But T. Higgins would have been cool to have. Joe Mixon walks into the end zone. No touching for him. 35-35. And you know what time it is. If I show a kickoff, you know what time it is. Marquez Stevenson finds a hole, breaks 1 tackle, and is gone. He has just enough speed to outrun the rest of this Bengals defense. Marquez Stevenson, 2nd kick return touchdown of the year for him. He has done it. One thing I will say is I think kick returns, interception returns, punt returns, fumble returns, 1-play touchdowns on a drive should result in total, I'm talking total momentum change. Not just this little shitty, 2-1 box thing. I that's just my opinion though. So you can do with that what you will. Noah Fant again making catch on the sideline. 2nd and 2 now. Joe Burrow still in his X factor, still dominating. I don't know if we should be running more man. I don't know if it was because I'm running too much zone at this point. 23 of 26. When the fuck did he throw another incompletion? Did I not see it? I have no clue when he threw that other incompletion. Got stuck on Joseph Asai, forced him out of the pocket. He throws an air ball out of bounds. T. Higgins not being able to come down with it inbounds. Josh Thompson, we use it on. And like I said, preseason heroes will keep their jobs. Preseason showouts will keep their jobs. Monty Rice gets absolutely bottled by Lilo Collins. Too bad it's not nowadays because he is currently not with the team. So what I'm considering is, will Jonah Williams be playing right tackle for the Bengals? Or has he been? Is my question. I haven't watched a whole ton of Bengals recently. Granted, it's only been 1 week. So this should be coming up on a Sunday, or going out on a Sunday. So if the Bengals are currently playing. Who knows? I'll probably go watch him. Marquez Stevenson on this punt return. Breaks left, breaks right. This is why you do not have a guard on punt, because it limits you to one less player. Hell, you already have to have your punter out there. May as well not have an offensive lineman. Marquez Stevenson, 2 returns in a game. He's going to win Returner of the Year, if that was an actual award. I think it is. Just based off of his first 4 weeks. He could have no returns for the rest of the year. He will win off of his first 4 weeks. 1st and 10 here, play action, rollout, and Tyler Boyd up the sideline. Josh Thompson slows him down. McCrary comes back and makes the tackle. I was running with him, and then he just cut up field. I didn't think it was going to be that little drag into a wheel route combo, and he just beats me. He does. Monty Rice there with a tackle, 14 for 93 for Joe Mixon. 2nd and 8 now, 1:30 remaining in the third quarter, 49-35. Those 2 return touchdowns. 2 return touchdowns. I know the Bengals are marching right now. I get it. But 2 return touchdowns, I don't even think it gave us full momentum. Or if it did, it got taken away very fast. That's super fucking annoying. That is actually ridiculous of how fast the momentum got taken away. And because of this long touchdown run, the Bengals take another good chunk out of it. Now, granted, the big touchdown run definitely should, I think, take away a good chunk of that momentum. 42-49 here in Tennessee. Going to go into this trips look out to the left. Aquanko in tight. We're going to send him out. Reed, Trey Hendrickson just a little bit better. He crashes again on Spears, so Malik Willis will take off. We try to beat their safety to the sideline. Just can't quite do it. 6 rushes, 80 yards for Malik Willis. That's what I love. I love a scrambling QB. Now, of course, like I said, if he doesn't have the hot hand, we could easily go back to Tannehill. We could easily go to Will Levis. Right here, I couldn't really make up my mind of where I wanted to run. Melvin Ingram will get the sack on the play. 2nd and 14 now. Clock ticking off, and we're going to head to halftime. Just not going to snap the ball there. There was going to be a motion involved, so 394 passing yards for them, 209 for us, 122 rushing yards for them, 176 for us. They are playing very well. The only thing that is really keeping us in this game currently is Marquez Stevenson with those 2 return touchdowns. We're going to throw it up to Josh Wiley here, and he's going to get his, I think, 1st or 2nd catch of the year. I think he had 1 or 2 in the Saints game. He goes up, gets this one. I'm actually surprised he held on to that ball. Imagine, getting a defensive pass interference called on you, and then a 6'5", 250-pound tight end fucking lands on you after mossing on your fucking head. That would suck. That would suck so much ass. Mike Hilton is injured here. Must have been one of the tight ends or the lineman going out there and blocking him too hard. That would actually suck if you got landed on by a 6'4", 6'5", 250-pound tight end after he mossed you and after you fucking were trying your hardest to knock that ball away and you got called for defensive pass interference. 3rd and 5 here. Gonna go with a play action rollout and just nothing really open. Trying to hit Colin Dowell here on the sidelines. Didn't give him a great opportunity. 10 for 16. 234 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick for Malik Willis. That's a really good game from him. It is, but just because we're going to get against Joe Burrow in the game he's had, it doesn't look as spectacular. Jamar Chase across the middle. Kelvin Joseph just couldn't cover him, couldn't bring him down. Unfortunately, Caleb Farley does make the stop, pushing him out of bounds. It sucks when we have to go into those dime looks. It really does, because our 4th and 5th string corners aren't very great. Hell, I mean, our first couple of corners aren't spectacular either. They're young developing corners. Hopefully they can develop into the correct direction. Joe Mixon also gashing us. We have struggled on defense today. I need one of these big names to come up and make a play. I need Byard to make a play. I need Harold Landry to make a play. And here he does. Tackle for loss on a little sweep here. Nothing going there. Going to spread out the tight end, Noah Fant. This is exactly what he can do. He's a good receiving threat. Going to try to bait that, but no. He's going to hit Tyler Boyd underneath. He's going to eventually be brought down after a 4-yard gain. 27-32 for 437 yards. He is roasting us right now. He is not just cooking. He is roasting us right now. He is fucking demolishing us. We cannot find a fucking game plan to fucking beat him. I'm sorry. But when he gets into his X Factor, it's virtually impossible. the Bengals might be one of my favorite teams to play outside of the Chiefs. But the Chiefs are fun to play because you know they can't run the ball absurdly well. You actually have a fucking chance of stopping the offense, and you don't just get into straight up shootouts all the time. You know? But then again, Travis Kelce will literally diddle your fucking butthole if you leave him open for half a second. So, Kyle Phillips having a good game. 3 receptions for over 100 yards and a touchdown. Going to go with this wide receiver screen. It was just read too well. They sent a man blitz, which is the perfect opportunity to send that against that type of screen pass. You know, if you send it against anything else, it probably doesn't turn out as well. On a screen pass on 2nd and 10, I was trying to get these blockers involved. They just, for some reason, the O-line slows down so much when you get them into open space. When you get O-linemen into open space, I don't care what their speed rating is, they literally look lost. They look like a lost child in Walmart. They do not know where to go. They're like, oh, and they just stand there. It's super fucking annoying. Especially when my offense is revolves around getting my running backs, who should be the star players of my team, involved. That is probably one of the most annoying things. It's just that type of shit happening. Your O-linemen looking like they literally don't know what's going on. Like they don't know where they're at. Like they're concussed. Just a side here with a sack. Only defensive player that has come to play so far today, apparently. I know he only has 1 sack, but man, only defensive player here to play today. And then play good coverage, no fucking pass rush there, and he eventually hits Joe Mixon. He's sitting there on the sideline. I get flat-footed. He takes off up the middle, and he's an easy target. 1st and 10 here, 3 minutes remaining. They are driving, and they are taking a lot of time off this clock. I just don't know if the offense is going to be able to bounce back if they go down and score. Joe Burrow takes off and runs. We try to force a fumble. 1 rush for him. It's a QB design run, too, and a QB draw at that, which was really weird. But he does pick up the 1st down, so I guess I can't really, shit on him too much. Here across the middle, again to Tyler Boyd. He's going to pick up at least 5. He picks up 7. 30 of 35, 486. Man, if Burrow had another quarter or so to go, he could easily beat the NFL record. At this pace, anyway. Hell, he could beat the pace if we go to overtime as well. 19 rushes for 153 yards and 3 touchdowns for Joe Mixon. Hell, if they would just stop handing it to fucking Joe Mixon, he could easily have the record. Hell, if they would have just turned those into like little pop passes or whatever, or shuttle passes, he would easily have the record as well right now. 1st and 10 here, they're going to hand off Zach Moss. We're going to having to cut stick him, get him down before the end zone. 1 rush, 11 yards there for him. Honestly, I don't know what to do on the goal line. They have both these dominant receivers out wide, and then they have Joe Mixon in the backfield. There's nothing you really can do except for pray and hope somebody gets off their block, and nobody does. Cincinnati Bengals in for a touchdown with only 1:07 to play. It's not looking good for us. I don't think our offense is designed to run the field real fast. 1st and 10 here, we're going to scramble. We're going to try to throw it to Kyle Phillips. Just enough pressure. Gets a throw out of the sack animation. And at least doesn't take the sack, right? Stops the clock, 1:01 left. Play action fake again. Trying to look for Kyle Phillips. The safety comes down. You got to hit him. But we don't hit him in stride, so he slows down, and Mike Hilton is able to catch up. Going to call a timeout here. 51 seconds remaining. Just going to continue to go back to some of these play actions. Try to get the defensive line and linebackers to, go the wrong way, pursue the wrong thing, and hopefully find an open guy. 1st and 10 here. They send pressure off of both edges, or at least both edges get pressure. I know they sent a cornerback blitz of some type on that left side. I don't know if the defensive end just came free on that right. 2nd and 10 here. Going to go back to another play action. Melvin Ingram trying to chase down Malik Willis, but Okonkwo coming up clutch, running to the football, catching it. 1st and 10, 42 seconds remain here in the game. We got to play nicely. Malik Willis out to his right, just going to scramble, get out of bounds. It's easier doing that than it is throwing the football. If we throw the football, we have the potential of throwing it into a defender's hands or just anything in general, really. If we throw the ball, we might not get out of bounds. We might throw it an interception. It just would not end well. Here again, this is why Malik Willis is our QB right now. 9 rushes, 93 yards. If I don't see anything, I can take off and scramble. It's not like, oh, hey, I can only move outside the pocket and maybe get a couple yards. No, he has potential to make a game-changing play. Ryan Tannehill does as well, but for different reasons, I guess. Another play-action rollout here. I like these rollouts. Get my quarterback into space. Here, I know I should have just ran the ball, and I realized that as soon as the flag was thrown. But I wanted a passing touchdown, and the flag's going to push us back. So that kind of sucks. So it's going to be 3rd and goal from their 11. Go back to this play action. It worked before. Let's work it again. Rolling out, trying to find somebody. Nobody open. D-Hop's kind of open. Throw it to him. Fuck. The ball is knocked out. 4th and goal, 11 seconds. This is for all the marbles. This is it. We don't have another option. We don't have another play. This is it for us. Going to keep Tajay Spears in to help block. Hopefully pick up a little bit of help. He actually does help seal the edge on Trey Hendrickson. Trying to find somebody. Nobody's open. Malik Willis, touchdown! Into the end zone he runs. Malik Willis. That is why he is in the game. That is why he is starting. That is why he is the QB for us as of right now, anyway. 9 plays, 76 yards, and a touchdown for us. Bengals ended up kneeling out the clock. 497, 179 for the Bengals. They are almost at 700 yards on the day. That is insane. 1st and 10 here. They do get the ball. And to be honest, I didn't have much hope going into this. I don't have any hope going into this. To be honest, I just don't. Their offense was virtually unstoppable all game. I think we got 2 punts out of them, and 1 hit the sideline. And then 1 was Marquise Stevenson's touchdown. So it's like I don't really have a whole ton of faith here. I don't even think we slowed them down to a fucking field goal at any point. So, it's hard to have faith in a defense that just didn't produce all day. And the Bengals are just going to continue to pick us apart underneath here to Noah Fant. He's going to pick up the first after getting dragged down by Amani Hooker. 1st and 10. Noah Fant, 7 receptions, 91 yards on the day. Yeah, just nothing we could do. Play man, get burnt. Play zone, get burnt. 34 of 39, 539, and a touchdown for Joe Burrow. I don't think he'll be able to beat the record. I think he would need about 40 more yards, and I think they do run the ball 1 or 2 more times. But they do throw the ball here to Jamar Chase, and he almost broke some ankles and ran free. 35 of 40, 558 here. And because I think it's 587. It's 587 or 578. Or 576. One of the two. It's either 587 or 576, I think, is the record for passing yards in a game. So, I think he has a little bit of a chance, but not particularly anything too great. But Joe Mixon's going to take it in. I don't know. Our safety slowed down for some reason. Didn't try to make a tackle. The other guy missed. Got put into an animation on a spin cycle. And Joe Mixon will walk it off for us. Now, here's the question of, should I have went for the 2-point conversion at the end of the game? Maybe, either ended on a loss without going to overtime or won the game. It's a possibility, right? Of course. It's definitely going to suck, but we do drop our first game going 3-1 now to the Bengals. They're just a high-powered team. We weren't really expecting to beat them. We were probably underdogs going into this. A few people are going to have upgrades here. Derrick Henry, Tahir Tart, Caleb Farley, Malik Willis, and Will Levis. But with that being said, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video or any other videos like this here on my channel, please stick around and subscribe. I'll be back with more videos like this in the future. Like I said, I've been having PC problems, but hopefully those will be fixed soon. If you guys need roster updates, those are on the channel. Just go look for them. But with that being said, guys, I'm out. Peace.